Good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino beer review of the Rhino, and we're looking at a beer from Rogue. This is the Rogue Voodoo Doughnut Pretzel Raspberry and Chocolate Ale. So, this is the 4th or 5th. There are two different labels on the back here. There is the Rogue label, and then there's the Rogue importing to the LCBO label. Now, the funny thing is the ingredients on both these labels are very different. The ABV is 4.5. This was bottled on. Production date September 20th, 2014. Well, today is February 2nd, so what? October, November, December, January. So we're going on to 5 months. It's not 5 months yet. It's 4 months and a bit, but 4 months and 2 weeks or so. But we're going on to 5 months. So this just hit my LCBO. So we're sitting here looking at again the great aging characteristic of the LCBO. It's aging by neglect. Now, if you read the LCBO ingredients, it's water, barley, malt, hops, cocoa, pretzels, and in brackets wheat, flour, salt, yeast, and raspberry extract. So the the Canadian one is saying that it's raspberry extract and real chocolate and real pretzels. Now, if we read the ingredients from the brewery itself, we have brewed using 13 ingredients: 2 row malts, Munich malts, C120 or Crystal 120, chocolate malts, black malt, kilo coffee, and Rogue Farms bear malts. Rogue Farms Rebel hops, pretzels, natural raspberry juice, chocolate extract, Pac-Man yeast, and free-range coastal water. So first and foremost, we have the free-range coastal water. But this said cocoa and raspberry extract. This says natural raspberry juice and chocolate extract. So there is a discrepancy there. But let's open this up and try it. It says ale brewed with pretzels and natural flavor added. So from the front of this, with pretzels and natural flavor added, and not talking about raspberry juice, like pretzels, raspberry juice, and natural flavors, it would make me think that maybe the raspberry extract's proper, but who knows? Today we're going to be drinking out of the Worthington White Shield glass. I thought about using the Rogue Stout glass, the Spigoo Stout glass, but I decided not to do it. Why did I decide that? Just because I decided to. I haven't used this glass since I had White Shield the first time, so I figured I should give it a shot. Very dark beer, very dark head. Beautiful looking though. I mean, pure black, off-white, mocha-ish head, big bubbles. Big snap, crackle, pop. Just pop, 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 pop. Lots of chocolate. Lots of chocolate. That's what's coming out the most on the nose. Okay, from the glass, I'm getting chocolate and a touch of that coffee malts, which is just kind of really roastiness. Out of the bottle, I'm getting something beautiful because I'm getting a lot of chocolate, and I'm getting the raspberry. And out of the bottle, you kind of get that. I don't even know how to explain the smell of pretzels. You know, when you open up a bag of pretzels and you just get that salty, bready scent. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting raspberries, salty breadiness, and chocolate from the bottle, and just chocolate and a slight touch of roast out of the glass. Must be really hard to actually make these bottles because they're just painted pink. So you'd have to, paint them pink, and then once that dried, you'd have to go and basically silk screen all your stuff on top of that and hope that none of this breaks off. But I think that this is just an enamel paint, so I don't think it would come off anyway. Now I'm just rambling. Let's try the beer. Cheers. Okay. The maple bacon, I loved the maple bacon. What was the other one I had? There was the maple bacon. There was the lemon cruller I did not have. Oh, the other one was the peanut butter one. I didn't like the peanut butter one at all. This one, about in the middle of the three I've had. This one's about in the middle. It's a very nice. It's a very nice tasting stout. I say stout because it just has so much roasty malts on it. I could say porter or dark ale as well, but they're not usually as roasty as a stout, so I'm going to go with a stout. 5.4 ABV, so it's a bottle that you could drink the whole thing of without much of a worry. You do get that kind of drying breadiness that you get from a bag of like rolled gold pretzels. Little bit of raspberry flavoring in there, and a lot of chocolate, but a mix of a mix of sweet and bitter. And I don't even think the bitter chocolate is actually chocolate. I think the bitter chocolate is coming from the magnitude of roasted malts that are in this. It's not a bad beer, but when you're thinking that you just paid $10 for the bottle, that hurts. That hurts. I don't know what it costs in the U.S. $9.95 here. $9.95 at the LCBO, and that's a lot when you get this out of it. I mean, it's not a bad beer at all. A lot of times I'll not like a Rogue product. I like this Rogue product, but it's just not. It's not anything special. It's not anything to make you want to drink it again. It's not anything to make you not angry for just spending that money. So many beers out there that I could get for the same price that are better, or multitude. I could buy three bottles of Rochefort 8 for the same price as this. And I would enjoy those three bottles of Rochefort 8 so much more than the one bottle of this. Yeah, the bottles are smaller. This is a 650. Those are 330. So I would be getting one extra bottle for the same price. But it's just, it's not a bad beer. It's not a bad beer. Don't get me wrong. If you want to try it, try it. It is very roasty on the back end. Very roasty. Just as roasty as like a smoked oatmeal porter would be. It does leave a slightly strange, slightly yeasty finish, and I'm gonna go with that's from the pretzels again, because it doesn't leave that usual Pac-Man yeast finish on it that you get from a lot of Rogue products. But knowing it's Rogue, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't make their own pretzels with Pac-Man yeast as the yeast being used, and then throw it in there. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me at all if that's what they did, because they are all about like growing their own malts, growing their own hops, all that stuff. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if the extra yeastiness actually is Pac-Man yeast just processed differently, and then just the extra on top being weird to my palate. But really, other than the background taste, it's not a bad beer. Tiny touch of raspberry. I mean, the more I'm drinking it, the more I kind of pick it up. But for the most part, it's chocolate and roast and nothing else. Still, for me, the Voodoo Maple Bacon was the best one. Excuse me. This is the middle of the three that I've had, and I'm not disappointed in the beer. I'm just disappointed in the price. But at the same time, that's a usual price for a Rogue product here in Canada. They're usually overpriced. In my opinion, you might actually find $10 for this to be an amazing price. You might love it so much that $10 for the bottle is great to you. It's not to me. Again, not a bad beer. Not a bad beer at all. I'm not disappointed in drinking it. I'm just disappointed in the price. If this was like a $6 or $7 bottle, I know that doesn't sound like much difference. I mean, it's only like $3 or $4 difference. But if it was $6 or $7 instead of $9.95 being $10, then I could buy this plus something else for the same price I just bought this for, and it would just seem more worthwhile, especially to what I'm getting. And to what I'm saying, it kind of reminds me of of the Tom Green Milk Stout from Bose. It just reminds me of something that's gonna sell because it's a big, pretty pink bottle. It's the Voodoo Doughnut. It's a weird flavor, and if you're like me, if you're a ticker, you're gonna buy it. If you're a scenester, you'll probably buy it to try it. If you're a hipster, you'll probably buy it to try it. And if you like pink, you might buy it to try it. If you like donuts, you might buy it to try it. If you like pretzels, you might. Basically, it's just pandering to. It's pandering to the craft. You know what I'm. It's pandering to the microbrew crowd. That's what it's doing, and it did it well. It made me buy it. Out of 10 on the beer, give it a 7.5. Again, there's nothing wrong with the beer. It's just not what I. Not good for the price to me. That chocolate's so nice, though. Thank you guys. Bye.